Have you ever driven a car and felt like the engine was revving but the car wasn't going anywhere? This could be a sign of a slippery clutch. It's a common problem in cars, especially older ones. But don't worry, we'll explain everything you need to know. So what is a clutch? Imagine it as a bridge between your car's engine and the wheels. When you press the clutch pedal, you're lifting this bridge. This lets you change gears smoothly. When you release the pedal, the bridge connects, transferring power to make your car move. But what if this bridge gets slippery? That's when you have a problem. The engine spins, but the power doesn't reach the wheels properly. This makes your car feel sluggish and unresponsive, especially when accelerating or going uphill. In the next sections, we'll explore how a clutch works in more detail and discuss the common causes and symptoms of a slippery clutch. We know the clutch connects the engine and wheels, but how does it actually work? Inside the clutch system, there are key parts: the flywheel, the clutch plate, and the pressure plate. The flywheel is a heavy disc attached to the engine. It spins whenever the engine is running. The clutch plate sits next to the flywheel. It's like a plate covered in special friction material. The pressure plate is a strong spring mechanism that pushes the clutch plate against the flywheel. When you press the clutch pedal, the pressure plate releases. This disconnects the clutch plate from the flywheel, stopping the power flow to the wheels. You can then change gears smoothly. When you release the clutch pedal, the pressure plate engages again, clamping the clutch plate and flywheel together. This reconnects the engine to the wheels, allowing your car to move. It's like a hand crank starting a lawnmower. You slowly engage the crank to get the engine going. The clutch does a similar job, making sure the engine and wheels connect smoothly. Now that we understand how a clutch works, let's talk about why it might start to slip. One common cause is wear and tear on the clutch plate. Remember that friction material we talked about? Over time, it wears down, just like the brakes on your car. When the friction material gets too thin, the clutch plate can't grip the flywheel properly, causing slippage. Another culprit is oil contamination. If engine oil or transmission fluid leaks onto the clutch plate, it reduces friction, making it slippery. This can happen due to worn seals or gaskets in the engine or transmission. So, how do you know if your clutch is slipping? Some telltale signs include your engine revs high, but the car doesn't accelerate as expected, especially when going uphill. You notice a burning smell similar to overheated brakes coming from the clutch area. The clutch pedal feels soft or spongy, lacking its usual firmness. You hear strange noises, like grinding or squealing when engaging or disengaging the clutch. If you experience any of these symptoms, it's essential to get your clutch checked by a mechanic as soon as possible. Section 4. Checking for a slippery clutch look and feel. Before rushing to the mechanic, you can do some basic checks yourself to see if your clutch is acting up. Remember, safety first. Always be cautious when working on your car. First, park your car on a level surface. Engage the parking brake and pop the hood. Take a look at the clutch fluid reservoir. It's usually located near the brake fluid reservoir. Check the fluid level and condition. If it's low or looks dirty, it could indicate a problem. Next, start the engine and let it idle. With the clutch pedal pressed down, try shifting into different gears. Do the gears engage smoothly, or do you experience any grinding or resistance? This could indicate a problem with the clutch linkage or hydraulic system. Finally, try a simple road test. Find a safe place with little traffic. While driving at a moderate speed, accelerate gently in a high gear like third or fourth. If the engine revs up but the car doesn't accelerate accordingly, that's a classic sign of a slipping clutch. Section 5. Fixing the slip new parts or a mechanic. Fixing a slipping clutch usually involves replacing worn-out parts. The most common replacement is the clutch kit, which includes a new clutch plate, pressure plate, and sometimes a new release bearing. If the problem is oil contamination, the mechanic will need to identify and fix the source of the leak before replacing the clutch components. This might involve replacing worn seals, gaskets, or even the clutch slave cylinder. In some cases, adjusting the clutch cable or linkage might improve clutch engagement. However, this is often a temporary fix, and a complete clutch replacement might be necessary eventually. Remember, regular maintenance is crucial for preventing clutch problems. Check your clutch fluid regularly and address any leaks promptly. Avoid riding the clutch, which means keeping your foot resting on the pedal while driving. This can cause unnecessary wear and tear on the clutch components. If you suspect a problem with your clutch, it's best to consult a qualified mechanic. They have the expertise and tools to diagnose the issue accurately and recommend the appropriate course of action. Remember, a well-maintained clutch ensures a smooth and enjoyable driving experience.